So that being said, and I can tell you from experience, representing a parent whose child was taken across state lines, held against the orders of the court, you cannot get the police or the FBI to act on these things. Even if you know exactly where the child is, they can't do it. They won't do it. They won't get involved. They'll say, get a court order. Get a court order. We're not going to do it. It's very, very frustrating. It's very, very frustrating. But what anyone can do is file a missing persons report with a county law enforcement agency. Missing persons reports can be filed by literally anybody on the planet. And then there's a missing persons report. There you go. So, let me just remind you, one of these people is allowed to talk about the case on social and other media, and also has a PR firm. So if you are trying to generate public sentiment on behalf of your PR firm client, what do you do when one parent is in possession of a child and you allege that it's wrong? You issue a missing persons report. Of course you do. Because you have to remember that Kelly Long's case is being fought in public. Michael Long should do the same. But he's been slapped by the court before for trying to do that. Kelly's been allowed to do it as much as she wants. This is a basic concept. If you have the ability to control the narrative, you take the ability to control the narrative. If Kelly were my client, I would too. That being said, it's just important to remember that this is all a narrative. This is a narrative. Kelly has a PR firm doing this for her. It's a narrative. Their job is to control this narrative. There's so many people out there who switched sides. They were on Michael's side because they saw that Kelly was found by the court to be a danger. By the way, pretty sure Kelly's still considered a danger. Like, she didn't win custody of Sophie. Her sister did. Kelly's not allowed to see her because Kelly's considered a danger. But yet, Kelly's fully in support of it going to her sister. Also important that there is no evidence that exists right now that any child at any time has been hurt in the care of Michael Long. The reason the court determined that Michael Long was not fit was an argument about something called parental alienation. Let me get a handy dandy primer on it because it's not that simple. It's not a simple concept. Here we go. Parental alienation in a Texas child custody case is, in a formal sense, parental alienation happens. I'm stealing this from the Little law firm down in Texas. Little Lyttle, because it's a summary on the subject. In a formal sense, parental alienation happens when one parent intentionally manipulates the child or children to cause him or her to reject the other parent without a valid cause. In many cases, a parent will vilify and demean the other parent in front of a child, causing him or her to share the feelings of hurt and anger, which then strains the relationship between the child or other parent. So what the allegation is that Michael did that to Sophie to cause her to create a fictitious story about her mom and her mom's boyfriend. A boyfriend with convictions, a boyfriend who is alleged to have engaged in several domestic assault actions while the children are present against the mom. So the claim is that Michael Long did that. The court found that in the hearing where Michael Long was not allowed to testify. So again, I don't know. I don't know Michael Long. I'll probably never meet him. I'll probably never talk to him. If he dies tomorrow, I won't ultimately care. I mean, I'll feel bad for family members, for the kids and all that stuff. But other than that, it makes no difference to me. If he wins custody of Sophie or doesn't matter to me. Kelly wins custody of Sophie or doesn't matter to me. I want the children to be safe, whatever the truth is. That's the only thing I would care about in this case or any other child custody case at all. I want the children to be safe. However, I have a problem. I know that in the care of Kelly Long, she violated a court order and it directly resulted in harm to one of the children. I know that happened. What I don't know is any instance where when Michael Long violated a court order that harm occurred to a child. I don't know that. No one has ever shown that. No one has shown that in court. No one has put it down in testimony that Michael directly caused harm to any of the children at all, much less while violating a court order. So that being said, I want the children to be safe. I don't particularly care about Michael Long. He's made so many decisions that I disagree with in his marriage, in his subsequent marriage, in his personal life, in his legal case, in the publicity of all of this. He made decisions that I disagree with. If he's the wrong guy to be the parent to the kid, take him away. Take him away immediately. But I don't know that. I don't know that he's wrong. I don't know that Kelly's wrong. What I do know, though, is we have one side actively trying to obscure the truth while the other side is muzzled. They do it under the guise of the children's privacy. But I don't see any privacy issues in what's going on, especially when they've got a PR firm trying to control the public narrative about it. Tells me they're not interested in privacy, they're interested in winning. And they should be. You should be interested in winning your custody case. It should be the most important thing in your entire life, in my opinion. But don't lie to people.